asking this. Have you ever felt like this kid on your job? Every day, exactly, yeah. Well, I have it a lot too. And especially when I got into Kotlin development, I felt like this kid many times. And even now I do have some experience. When doing a Kotlin training or when on a Kotlin assignment, I often still encounter situations where I cannot simply wrap my head around what is going on. I don't understand why the code that I wrote isn't working the way I intended to. Or sometimes even worse, why does it work? I cannot explain it. And you feel so stupid that you don't see it. And especially when you finally figure out, after spending hours, what the problem was, then the solution is obvious, or is often rather obvious. And those moments, I'm thinking like, those are real gotcha moments. So in this talk today, I'm going to walk you through a few of those Kotlin gotchas, or Kotchas, as I like to call them. But first, if the slide will move. Let me do it like this. Well, that's another gotcha moment, of course. Sorry about this. Let's try one more time. No. Yeah, almost there. Sorry about this. So first, what I was going to say, first a little something about me. Well, my name is Jeroen. I'm a software consultant at Xebia, and I used to do a lot of Scala in the past. I'm also the founder of the Amsterdam Scala meetup group, which you might know. But recently, I'm doing mostly Kotlin and Java projects. But actually, my current assignment, I'm doing Golang. But don't worry, I'll save that for another talk. So today we're going to talk about Kotlin only, of course. And also all the examples on the slides will be in Kotlin. So last but not least, I'm also a father of three, and my kids are like huge Ajax fans. So when I told them I would be on the actual pitch of the Ajax, of the Johan Cruijff ArenA, they wouldn't believe me. So it would be really cool if I could send them some proof, right? So I was thinking, maybe I can make a little selfie with you guys, and then you can show all to them how much you like the stage as well. You want to give it a shot? Let's cheer for them. Thank you. So great. All right. But enough about me. Let's get to the real content of the talk. I would like this presentation to be really interactive. So what I would like you to do, I prepared a little quiz for you. And it would be really cool if we can all participate. So the way to do that is really easy. Just grab your phone, go to www.menti.com and enter the following code: 86844191. So www.menti.com 86844191. And if this goes a little bit too fast, the banner on top will stay on every slide, so you can still join. So let's see if that works. So I already told you a little bit about my background, but I would also like to know a little bit more about your background. And I see already people using the app. Very cool. So we can make a little word cloud. Let's see what's happening here. So I see a lot of Kotlin, of course, so that is great. Java. Wow, it's really a mixed crowd. but I also see Kotlin, Java, so a lot of JVM languages there. Also Scala on the slide, so that will definitely be helpful in the quiz that I prepared. Very cool. So it's almost quiz time. So what we will do, I will show you 7 short Kotlin programs. And the idea is, they show some, let's say, curious behavior. So it's your job to predict the outcome of the programs. So when I start the quiz, on your phone, there will be a snippet of code. You get 4 options to choose from. Only one of them is correct. And so, yeah, you have to think carefully, but also not too long, because the faster you answer correctly, the more points you will score. And I have some nice prizes here to give away from the winner. I have a nice hoodie, I have some t-shirts. And after each question, I will show the actual outcome, and we can have a little discussion about the results. Why it behaves that way. Are you ready for it? Yeah? Let's give it a shot. So the first one will be about this snippet. Let's start off simple. Hello world program. What do you think the outcome will be? So when I move on to the next slide, on your phone, yes, you already filled in your name, I think. Or at least there should be a pop-up. You should be able to fill in your name and join the quiz. I see already a lot of you joined. That's super nice to see. Let's try to break this thing. I think it has 2,000 participants limit. We should be able to get pretty close to that, right? Yeah, I think I don't see a lot of people typing anymore, so let me start the quiz for the first question. Remember, answer fast to get more points. So what will be the outcome of the Hello World program? What do you think? Will it be hello? Will it be world? Will it be hello world? Or maybe it won't compile at all? A couple of seconds left. Let's see. Oh, many of you went for the hello world. Oh, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But actually 45 of you got it right. Well done. Let me try to explain why. So you also see it in the little video. But as a Scala developer, I fell for this immediately. Because in Scala, if you define functions like this, using the curly braces and the equal sign combined, or leaving out the curly braces and using the equal signs only, it would be equivalent. However, in Kotlin, it means something else. If you combine the equal sign with the curly braces, you're actually defining a lambda and you're not executing it. So that explains why the second line, I'll just play the video again, why the main 2 execution, it doesn't actually print, it just executes the lambda. So if you want to execute this lambda, you have to use another set of brackets there, or simply just remove the equal sign, like is also shown on the video. So yeah, good luck to you Scala developers. I think this will be, I ran into this multiple times as well. Then you think, why doesn't my function execute? I'm sure I'm calling it, and you don't see the output. Let's quickly move on. Now you're warmed up. So this one is a little bit shorter, a short snippet. I'll just start the countdown. Good luck. So we have a map, we are saying with default, and we try to print out a map entry. Will it be default? Will it be null? Our favorite? Will it throw an exception, or won't it compile at all? Time's up. Oh, that's a nice mix. 82 people got it right. Very nice. So what's the explanation? Yeah, this one is also very nasty, because the default value will only be considered if you use the get value that I'm going to write here now, the get value function. That is actually the only one considering the default value set on the map. And if you use the indexing operator, the square brackets, under the hood, the get function is used. And the get function just always returns null when the value is not found. It doesn't consider the default at all. And what makes it even worse, at least for me, if you have a map with a default defined like this, and you use any of the transformations, like a filter operation, for instance, then under the hood a copy of this map is being made, and then also the default value is totally lost. So it's also something to easily fall into. So I think it's always safer to use get or default when you really want to make sure that you have a fallback. How about this one? Also a nice topic, immutability. Creating a list, trying to add an element when it's mutable list. What will it print? Or maybe it won't compile, or throw an exception. See a lot of discussion already going on. Oh, that was so surprising. It throws an exception. What? Why is that? How can it be a mutable list? Well, the funny thing is, as most of you might know, by default, when you create a list, you get a read-only collection in Kotlin. But that only protects you on the interface level. So under the hood, there's still our favorite Java mutable collection. There's an array list, as you can see here, which is mutable. So that's why the type check actually passes. And it tries to actually call the add operator. Because of the smart casting, the add operator suddenly becomes available on the read-only list. But then, of course, the add operation is not implemented for this abstract array list. So we get the exception. So this one, really, I shot myself in the foot with this one, with using mutable data structures way too many times. It's so easy to mess up. So I was in this project with a colleague, and we were debugging a certain functionality. We had an API that was returning a list of offers, along with some statistics. And for some reason, there was something off with the sorting of that list. Although we explicitly made sure that we were sorting the list in the function before returning it. But the funny thing was, to calculate the statistics, we were relying on the Java library. I mean, it's Kotlin, we have Java interoperability, so why would we reinvent the wheel? We can simply use this library from our Kotlin code. So we were passing on our read-only collection to the statistics library. What could possibly go wrong, right? It's read-only. But after hours and hours of debugging, then I told my colleague, I sort of have a clue what's going on now. Of course, like it's in the video also, it was doing a collections.sort under the hood to calculate the proper statistics, mutating the original list. So side effects like this, really would like to avoid. So it's important the important takeaway here is that immutability is not the same as read-only. How about this one? So we have a data class, A, with two fields, num field and a name. We create two instances of it. We put it in a set, and then we try to print out the names. Will it be A? Will it be B? Will it be A and B? Maybe it doesn't compile. Let's see if you can get this one right. And time's up. Nice, most of you got that one right. Very good. So, as you probably know, for data classes, the compiler generates the equals and the hashcode method for you. So you don't have to write the boilerplate. And the equals method and the hashcode method are used to determine equality. So for instance, when adding elements to a set, like in this example, you would probably think that since the name property of B is different, that both of the elements should be added to the set. However, the compiler only takes into account the fields that are part of the constructor. So that's why, in this case, both of the items are considered equal, and only one of them, the first one, is added to the set. How about this one? This is also a nice one, I think. It's about type safety, it's about generics. What will this do? I can almost hear you think. 2, 1, and time's up. Oh, still 81 got it right. Very good. Anybody dares to explain it for a t-shirt? I see a hand there. Can we bring the mic to?
I think int is subtype of any. That's why it's true.
You're close. That's also very close. Null is any type. So, I'll show the video. I think you both deserve a t-shirt, definitely. For taking guts. So, this one personally blew my mind, right? Because I was conducting this basic Kotlin training, and I tried to explain strong typing and generics to my students, right? So, I opened up a REPL, and I showed an example like the one that you just got on your phone, right? Something very close to it. And I obviously expected that this would return false. I mean, how can int be of type, how can this value be of type int? I put in any, so it becomes an any container. So the value can never be int, right? But my heart literally stopped when I saw that it actually returned true. And I started doubting about everything that I know about type safety. And I think I've never felt more incompetent. I started sweating. I was like, come on, Jeroen, you are the trainer here. You should know this stuff, right? I mean, this is basic things. So, yeah, not many times I felt more incompetent. So during lunchtime, I reached out to my coworker, Urs Peter, who's actually here today. He's a great guy. You should definitely watch his talk after lunch, by the way. But anyway, I consulted Urs, and then he told me like he didn't see it at first as well. So that already made me feel a little bit better. But he gave me this great tip to actually look at the decompiled bytecode. So I'm not sure if you saw it, maybe it was a little bit fast, but on the right hand side you'll see the bytecode that is actually generated by this. And if you press decompile in your IDE, I'm not sure if you've been to Jacob's talk. He also showed some nice insights there. But here you can see the problem. So when the variable is actually null, it just always returns true. So the type check always returns true for any null value. So I think you were really close. But for me, this was like, oh, why does it do that? All right, almost there. How about this one? We have two lists, we zip them, then we try to create a map of it. But will we succeed? And what will this map look like if we succeed? Time's up. Oh, most of you fell for that. It won't compile, unfortunately. I will try to explain. So I got two words for you. Type erasure. I mean, we're using the spread operator, which is nice. So you would think that zipped is of type pair from string to int. And using the spread operator, it will put those pairs as separate values to the map. So what could be wrong? Why doesn't that compile? Well, because the spread operator under the hood uses the array.copy method. And that loses the type information of the inner types. So it only knows that this is a raw pair type. And of course, that's not something that map can accept. So yeah, basically type erasure means that only some of the type information is still available at runtime. And so it loses basically the inner types of the pair. So how to fix that? It was in the video, I can quickly play it again. There's also a two-typed array function. And if you use that before using the spread operator, then actually all the type information is preserved. So that at least they fixed that in a nice way. And then you will get, indeed, as most of you would guess, you would get answer A. So we got one more. So you're almost there. You're still good? I see also we have 5 minutes left, so let's do this one and then announce the winner. So we got two extension functions on a type hierarchy. Which one will be called? Or maybe it doesn't work at all. Drum roll. Oh, nice! Most of you got that one right. Very good. So why is it A? Well, actually, at compile time, it is determined which of the extension functions to call. So it doesn't matter that the runtime type is actually B when invoking the function, but the myvar originally was A. So at that point, it's already determined that the top function would be executed. So yeah, if you would change the myvar to B, as I show in the video, then the second one would actually be called. But most of you got that one right. It's very good. So let's go to announce the winner of the little quiz, the winner of the hoodie. And then we have some time for questions. Oh, Martin, you were the fastest. Where's Martin? Let's give him a hand. You can come collect your prize after the talk. Yeah, you already have a hoodie. So we can give it to the number 2. Is Joost, is he here? Yeah. Okay. You win the hoodie, Joost. And everybody, thanks for participating. Really cool that you all joined.